Hello, my name's Hayley. I'm a tutor at Rotherham Creative Learning at Romarsh, and I'm going to show you today how to make a face mask with a festive twist. For the mask, you will need a piece of 100% cotton fabric. I've got one with a nice mistletoe print on. The measurements for this fabric are 40.5 centimetres by 21.5 centimetres. You'll find different variations on YouTube and the internet for the measurements and also the methods for making the mask. You will also need some scissors, a ruler, pencil, some elastic, pins and your sewing machine. Our first job is to fold the fabric in half with the reverse of the fabric facing outwards, and we're going to put a pocket in our face mask so you can add a filter. So what you will need to do is leave roughly a 7 centimetre gap in the middle where the fabric's folded over. So I've measured 7 centimetres in and 7 centimetres in on both sides, and I'm just going to pin those marks in place for when I'm sewing. And one there, so we've got a gap there where our pocket's going to be, and then I'm going to sew roughly just over a centimetre seam allowance, sew up to that pin and then sew up to the pin on the other side. So there we have our pocket for our filter, and we've got a centimetre seam allowance. Then if I open that up, and we've got the pocket in the centre of the fabric, and if you have an iron to hand, I would recommend ironing down this seam. So we've got the pocket there. What I'm going to do is just do a zigzag stitch along these edges here to make sure they're nice and neat. So I need to turn the fabric the right way round and feed that through the sewing machine. So I've just done a zigzag stitch along those edges there. Now we've got our little pocket for the filter. So now we've got our pocket in the centre, the fabric is still the wrong way around, and now we're going to add our bits of elastic. These are roughly 17 to 18 centimetres in length, and what we're going to do is trap them inside the fabric, and we're going to pin one end of the elastic just here, and then the other end of the elastic just there. And then you're going to sew along the edge, again about a centimetre seam allowance, making sure that you catch the piece of elastic at each end but not in the middle, because this is the bit that's going to go over our ears, and we're going to do that on both sides. I'll just pin this other one in place, and now I'm going to sew the elastic in place. As you can see, I've done a running stitch along those ends there, and now I'm going to turn it inside out through the pocket. Fully have 2 pieces of elastic just there, and our little filter pocket. So now I'm going to put the pleats in place, and what I've done, I've marked 5 centimetres, 5 centimetres and 5 centimetres, and I've drawn lines on. But if you've got an iron to hand, you could iron those 5 centimetre spaces in place rather than having a pencil mark. And now what I'm going to do, where the first 5 centimetre mark is, I'm going to fold about halfway up to the next 5 centimetre marking and pin in place. Pin that in place, and then where your next 5 centimetre mark is, I'm going to fold up and pin in place again, and then you'll do the same with the next one. So I'll just quickly do that. All pinned in place, our pleats, and I'm just going to do a running stitch along the edge there, again about a centimetre away from the edge, and then again the same on the opposite side. So I've sewn along both ends of the mast to trap those pleats in place. I'm going to remove the pins. So there we've got our pleats, and then if you turn over there, you've got the hole, the pocket, in case you want to put a filter in. So there's our mask, and I'll model it for you. So there we have our nice festive face mask. Thank you for watching.